Dining Out Bentonville. Beyond the menu, behind the flavor. Luke,
Biju, it's great to see you, man. Thank you so much for doing this.
Welcome to Evan & Tap.
Thank you, sir. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Dining Out Bentonville with me, Biju. This podcast brought to you proudly by the lovely folks at Visit Bentonville. Today, we're sitting down with Luke Wetzel of one of my favorite places here in town, Oven & Tap. Huh? If you've been to Bentonville, anywhere near the downtown square, you've smelled the beautiful wood-burning oven, pushing out pizzas and delicious food from this gorgeous spot that's been here for how many years?
10 years now. A little over 10 years. Incredible.
10 years. You've got to be one of the original of this wave of restaurants, right?
Yeah, so we started in 2015 in the spring, right? I think our opening day was in the Bentonville Film Festival.
Okay.
So we opened up into the greatest, season of chaos possible. And it's such a great way to just, get thrown into the fire.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The film festival, did that used to be right down here?
Yeah.
Or it was,
they would use a lot of downtown for the screenings, and they brought so many people to town. I think we hosted one of their big parties that week, and it was just such a great way to kick it off. It was a lot of fun.
It is really cool hearing about the film festival and how much impact it's had on all the different things and people that it was able to bring into town. I've got so many questions for you. To start with, I absolutely love this restaurant for a very simple reason. Obviously, your food's good. We're sitting in front of this gorgeous wood-burning oven. Food is always wonderful, but your staff is just absolutely wonderful all the time. They're so just friendly and gracious and welcoming, and they're always just here to take care of the guests. And I personally, having been somebody in the restaurant business for a long time, I know right away from the energy that they love being in this space, right? They really love being here and looking after you and your guests. And that isn't something that just happens overnight. So I'm guessing you come from a long line of restaurants and having done this to be able to bring that culture. Tell me about that. Where did you start?
Well, I mean, it all starts with the staff, and we're all here together to create an experience and really participate with the guests. And so from day one, once you start here, and from day one, Oven & Tap, we've put that holistic experience, in front of everything else, because we understand that it's not just about the food. It's not just about the cocktails or whatever. It takes every single person, every single night to make it happen. And we do our best to teach and create a culture where people are able to learn and progress in life. And it just becomes this really fun, exciting place to work. And again, as you said, you feel that at the table, and that's just so important to us. And everyone, we incorporate the open kitchen. Everyone gets to be a part of it, and I think that's what everyone really jives with here.
Yeah, and the minute you walk in the door, you can feel it. In addition to smelling all the delicious food, you get that energy from your staff. You can see it on the faces of all the guests here, and the place is packed every night of the week. So obviously it's working. Now, for those of you who have seen the rest of our episodes, you know that at some point we're going to be making a grilled cheese. Today, we're doing a little bit of a twist on it in that we're going to actively go back there and make the grilled cheese together. So make sure to stick around for that. It's a wonderful little take on the pizzas they're already doing. It's going to be worth the wait. From that, back to your background in restaurants, I don't know if a lot of the folks that come in here realize that you were part of a team at Alice Waters' restaurant, Chez Panisse, in San Francisco, in Berkeley, yeah?
Berkeley, yep.
In Berkeley, and Chez Panisse has shaped the entire landscape of restaurants and chefs that have come out since the 80s in the US, who all came from that California cuisine, modern American cuisine, that really launched farm to table.
They did, yes.
What did you take away from there that you've brought to us here?
Well, it's exactly that. And I think that you'll understand I have a mild obsession with Chez Panisse and what they mean to the restaurant, or really just the food industry. Again, pioneering the local seasonal cooking was very important. It was such an eye-opening experience when I walked into the building. And it's, that simple approach to food with respect to the people that put the hard work in to grow it or raise it, and then celebrating on the plate. All that is harnessed here, and I just found it to be such a compelling way to cook.
Yeah.
And Chez Panisse was the first place I was introduced to the wood burning oven.
Okay.
So they had a wood burning oven, the wood burning grill, a big wood fired hearth, and I was just enamored with that style of cooking. The challenge of it, it's very intense, and understanding how to use that creatively. Versus, we love to cook pizzas here. We do cook a lot of them, but we also do our wood fired edamame in the oven.
Oh wow! Yeah.
We do entrees out of the oven. So we're always trying to be creative with the wood burning oven, and that's just been one piece of that experience. But I've tried to adopt a lot of their approach to the way they, treat people, they treat food, and they engage their community.
That's wonderful, and you can get a sense of that even as you're walking up. Obviously, we're in Bentonville, Arkansas, where it's always lush and green out, but you've got that very natural wood, stone, cement vibe in here. It's not overdone. It's beautiful, but it lets the food and the ingredients you use and your staff really shine. You don't need massive chandeliers, and you don't need a bunch of hokiness to make the place feel wonderful. And you've done that with this. And if you've been here and you've looked at the oven, this might look like it just happened, but are the bricks Arkansas bricks? Where did the bricks come from?
So the bricks were made in Italy.
Okay.
And they've been shipped over to the U.S. and assembled in California, not too far from the Bay Area. And it's the same brick makers and oven company that we used at Chez Panisse.
Oh, wow.
And I just decided, the day I left Chez Panisse, that I was going to have one somewhere, and here it is.
Nice.
It's the first thing we put in the restaurant, built the rest around it, and then we introduced the tap wall shortly after. So here you go, oven and tap.
That's how you got the name. So there was an oven, you built the restaurant around the restaurant, or you built the restaurant around the oven, and you have the name, which is a perfect fit.
I did lose sleep over names for a while, and I think I woke up one morning and I just said, let's call it what it is.
That's fantastic,
and it really resonates with what we do here. Simple, straightforward, artistic food, and I just think, with the local hardwoods that all our furniture are made of, and again the ambiance to the food, there's an element of restraint, which I think is a very important piece of simple food, and we really hang our hat on that here.
Yeah, letting the food speak, to what you're doing instead of having to overdo it with everything else is wonderful. I do love the hot honey pizzas that y'all make here.
Yes, you and most other people.
That has got to be one of the best things you'll eat. Okay, on a given night, how many pizzas are you putting out, do you think, on average?
That's a great question.
I'm going somewhere with it.
We lose count. I would say 200 to 300.
All right, 200 to 300 pizzas. Each one is coming out of that single oven right there.
Yes.
Each one of those pizzas, one at a time. That takes some skill and a little bit of magic to make that happen.
It does, and it's an intense station.
Yeah.
And again, I really love that as a cook. Cooking like that and engaging the wood oven, it's a challenge. It really, you have to dedicate a lot of your attention to it. And talk about facing the challenge. I mean, you're staring at that all night.
Yeah.
It's quick work, but it's also a lot of fun.
Yeah, and if anybody's made pizzas at home one at a time, you know how hard it is to get one right? The temperature has to be right, so the bottom lifts and the edges and this. You watch the cooks back here making pizzas, man. There's two guys there. They're just one prepping, building, one is manning the oven. It is magical to watch, how quickly and how organized and how symphonic it is to see it all happen. It's pretty cool. I've sat at the bar many times just watching the oven at work. So,
well, that's what it's here for. And there's, as you notice, there's no knobs or, any gadgets. So you really have to feel the oven. And, if you ask me what temperature it is, I just say it's either hot or really hot. And we gauge it by throwing our hand in there for a few moments. And if your hand's in there for more than 3 seconds, it's too cold.
This is a good rule for home. When you turn the oven on, that's how you say, put your hand in there. Maybe don't do that.
Leave that to the professionals.
Yeah. So are you, how did you get to Bentonville? Are you originally from here, or how did you get from San Francisco all the way to Bentonville, Arkansas to open a restaurant?
Sure. Grew up in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
And eventually moved out. I cooked for, I was cooking since I was probably 15 just for cash in the pocket. And I was stumbled into a restaurant in Little Rock called Boulevard Bread Company.
Okay.
And the chef and owner of that had spent time at Chez Panisse in California And I heard all these stories, and I just decided I have to go. I have to go see what it's all about. And that's when I just really, it clicked to me that I can, turn being a chef into a career.
Nice.
And so I pursued that career in California with Chez Panisse. And my wife and I moved out there in probably 2005 or 6. And it was, maybe 6 or 7 years later, we were at a wedding at my sister-in-law's wedding in Aspen, and stumbled into a conversation about Bentonville.
Oh, wow.
And where we weren't looking for a ticket back to Arkansas necessarily, we were very happy exploring California, weekends in wine country, all the great restaurants. Sorry about the wobbly table.
Yeah, no, that was me.
Uneven, very organic floors here.
It adds to the charm, huh?
Yeah. But not looking for a ticket back to Arkansas necessarily. We love Arkansas. We still have family here, still have friends here. So eventually, we always had in our minds that we would return to Arkansas. We just weren't sure when.
Yeah.
And briefly after that experience in Aspen, we made a few phone calls, and all of a sudden we're here in Bentonville.
Yeah.
I landed with 21C at the Hive to help open the Hive restaurant. Was there for 2 years as the executive sous chef.
Oh, nice.
I helped them with some other properties. They are near and dear to my heart. I love the Hive. I love all the 21Cs. I mean, we travel every time we're into town with one. We make sure to stop in there. But 2 years later, 2015, I made the leap to open Oven and Tap.
Oh, man. So that was 2015, 10 years ago. How does it feel now? Like, I'm guessing the crowds weren't as big when you first opened.
No, I feel like at least relative to today, 2015, it was still, the sleepy old, Bentonville.
Yeah.
It was growing. We had Crystal Bridges. We had 21C. I mean, we had a lot of things happening for us, but it certainly didn't feel like it does today. And this side of Bentonville, is Oven and Tap. And it's our friends next door, Ramo, that did the olive oil shop. And we were kind of the only food and beverage south of Central. And the square felt so far away those days. We would look out from our deck and be like, oh my gosh, it's right there.
Like it's right there. But if you didn't have other businesses, it would seem like a world away.
Totally. But we certainly had like a little FOMO of people on the square. But now that Bentonville's grown, there's been such a great progression of downtown, and now we feel like we're in the middle of it. So
yeah,
we love our spot here, and it's been a wild ride.
And you're getting all the construction that's happening out here.
Yep.
You're getting this walkway. What is the other word for it?
Promenade.
Promenade. There we go. That starts actually over by 21C and continues all the way across town into here. And is this becoming a park in front where the parking lot is now?
It'll be a large green space park with the promenade walkway and a lot of built-in amenities, and then a small stage. And think about like a single or a solo artist, or up to like a trio, like a very small amphitheater to accommodate some live entertainment.
Whoa.
And we're looking forward to it. I mean, if there's anything I would trade, restaurant side parking for, it's probably a beautiful green space that's going to keep people down here all day long. And we look forward to be able to participate in that and service everyone that wants to come down.
That's really cool, because you could just come get carry out, go sit in the park and have a lovely picnic.
That's a great idea.
Here.
That sounds great.
How cool would that be? Just get all of this. And you get all of this. I mean, it's incredible to be down here. I'm fortunate I get to live within walking distance, so I can walk over anytime and enjoy all of that. So it's pretty cool. All right, before we go to making grilled cheese, I've still got a couple more questions for you. What is your favorite go-to on the menu here? What do you absolutely love?
I was waiting on this one.
Yeah.
And I'm still unprepared.
Okay. All right, I'll rattle off a few of mine.
No. We can go for it. I mean, my initial response, and it's my love of pizza, and I just think the purest pizza is the margherita or even the marinara.
Okay.
And so I will go to that. If I go to other pizza restaurants, I hit those just to as a good baseline. But it never disappoints, and so it's my go-to here.
I mean, you look fit for a guy that eats a lot of pizzas. You look like you're in good shape, so you're doing something right.
Well, I have to try to do Rule of 3 every year.
Did you do it this weekend?
Yeah.
Did you get a burrito at the end?
No.
We made those.
You made those.
Those burritos.
It was not my best day.
All right, next year. And also, the cheese here on your pizzas is lovely, and it's so fresh and so stretchy. Do you make all the cheese in-house, or some of the cheese in-house, or which?
So we don't quite have the facilities to make our cheese in house, but what we do is we source fresh mozzarella curd.
Nice.
So it's not. If you see fresh mozzarella in the store, it's either shaped into a ball, and but we buy the very fresh curd, and we simply chop it up, season it with a little salt, and that's what dollops our pizza.
Yeah, it has that softness to it, and it's still stretchy, which it just feels so fresh and different than just a regular. Anyway, even really good pizza, when you get really good fresh mozz, it's so good.
Yeah, we really love this mozz. It's got the mild sweetness, and again, we don't, in back into the simple food, we don't touch it. Like, we let it.
Nice.
We buy a great cheese, and so we simply just chop it up and put it on the pizza.
That's awesome. And I didn't mean to cut you off that fast. The great cheese is awesome on its own, but
But for the grilled cheese, I did do the hand stretch. So I took the curd and formed it into the mozzarella balls that will slice up and melt onto the cheese or the sandwich.
All right, if this grilled cheese happens to be the best thing we eat today, it may have to make an appearance once in a while on a special menu. Just a suggestion. I'm just throwing that out there.
We're always good for a few surprises here. Our menu changes often. We like to do specials depending on what comes, coming off the farm or, whatever it may be. We like to keep you on your toes.
Nice. Do you have partners in the business? Do you have family in the business? How does this all work together?
So I have an operational partner, Molly Mullis Murphy. She's married now, but she's been in it with me since the start.
Very cool.
And we love this restaurant with all our hearts, and we couldn't do it without each other.
That's fantastic, man. That's awesome because we can feel it, you can taste it, you can sense it. With that, we should go make a grilled cheese.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so it's oven and tap grilled cheese time. This is the first grilled cheese at Oven and Tap.
Special request for Visit Bentonville viewers only. A grilled cheese. Look at this.
Yeah, so this is our pizza dough. It's a 36-hour pizza dough, fermented over a few nights. It's ready for us. We've made a few smaller ones for these sandwiches, but I'm gonna start with stretched out pizza dough, a little olive oil, a little sea salt, and then we're just gonna gently fold this over. We're not gonna tap it in because we're gonna open it back up and build our sandwich. A little more olive oil. We got our oven to kind of hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
No dials, but we're feeling it. So we're gonna bake that until it's nice and browned and puffed up a little bit. And then we'll pull it back out and put it on some of our hand sliced or hand stretched mozzarella. So we took some of that beautiful curd earlier today and we've stretched it into, the mozzarella balls you might find in the supermarket. We like to do it, that fresh to order because it's just so beautiful. Then we're gonna garnish our sandwich with a little bit of these cream greens. So I went to Tuckaway Farms, which is here in Bentonville.
Yeah.
Good friends of ours, and went to the farm, maybe unannounced, and picked up some greens.
Nice.
So we got all kinds of greens in here, from chard, spinach, and arugula, some of the radish tops, and then turned it into like a creamy spread for our mozzarella. So this will be like an ultimate grilled cheese. And then we took some of the radishes and cucumbers from the farm and made pickles for a nice bright side.
Gorgeous. How long does the oven hold heat? Like once the fire's out, how long does it still stay?
These Italian bricks, whatever the Italians do to the bricks.
Yeah.
When we walk in here the next morning after a dinner service, it's still at 500 degrees or so.
Good Lord.
We recapture the heat pretty quickly, and which gives us a lot, great source of fuel. We cook a lot of our vegetables in the oven. We've even done some overnight roasting and things like braising and things like that. So we try to utilize it as much as possible. And it's so efficient that we just get to do all these fun things with it. But here's our sandwich dough.
Nice.
Sorry about the swing there. So we'll see you get some of the nice caramelization. And then we'll crack it open and we have this beautiful pizza dough ready to go there. I'll start by slicing some of our mozzarella. You should give this a little taste. Tell me what you think.
Huh?
So a few thin slices of that.
So in case there's a big storm blows through, like later today, power outage, you can get a few pizzas out of here, at least before you need light. But
yes, we've done that before. I mean, it's a few years ago, but a big storm rolled through. I think the entire square was down in power, and we were chock full with all these great guests. Our staff put candles on the table. We had no light.
Really?
Obviously, some of the other restaurants, the fryers were down, but we kept rolling pizzas, and everyone loved it.
Man, that is awesome.
Yeah,
that is such a cool vibe. Like,
it really
Storm shuts it down.
It really was. And we're like, hey, we're scrappy. We're going to make it through this.
Man, look at that.
But this is some of the cream greens. So radishes, chard, spinach, all the things. I'm not saying it's going to make it any healthier, but it'll certainly make it more delicious.
Looks wonderful.
So we'll do that. We'll fold it back over. And then again,
I see some Aleppo chilies. You got some.
We got that. So those are our kind of 3 staple seasonings:
Nice.
sea salt, black pepper, and Aleppo. We love it all.
Nice.
I love the Aleppo because it gives that spicy but not spicy, right?
Yeah.
Spice but not spicy.
Lovely flavored chili flakes. Look at that ground. I use it a lot here. It's wonderful.
It's got the great color, and then again, just like a kind of a smoky spice versus the crushed red chili flake that can get pretty
either
intense.
hot or not hot.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So we got this back on the deck in here. We're just gonna let the cheese melt. We'll flip it a few times. I like to add a little pressure so we get that nice, cohesive sandwich.
Such an old world technique of cooking,
Totally.
right? And it's just also the most modern way of cooking at the same time. The best tasting food, the nicest food you get, all has real flame and smoke. Look at that.
Get a little shot of, I just love the caramelization of the dough. And it'll give us a nice little crunch and chew at the same time.
That's beautiful.
So we can play, first I'll hit us up with some of these pickles so this is pickled radish with a little turmeric, kind of a bread and butter pickle, and then little cucumbers with just a little salt, sugar, and vinegar and ice water, so they're still crunchy and delicious.
Nice.
That'll be a nice balance to this rather decadent grilled cheese.
Lovely, sir.
Go through there.
Sprinkles. Huh? Look at that. Okay. I was a little suspect about the greens. The leaves, is there spinach in there?
Spinach, chard, there's radish greens, there's scallions, and fennel in there.
No, it's wonderful.
So it's a little bit of an updated cream spinach idea. I do think it's a fun touch, though.
Okay. Why 36-hour dough? Right, while I'm eating, you can explain.
The best way to create flavor in the pizza dough is that long fermentation. Long, cold fermentation allows the yeast to develop fully, and it gives us this really, delicious, sweet, and again, kind of like, full, like a yeasty flavor on our dough.
The dough is perfectly pillowy and soft inside while having a nice crispy crunch outer crust.
And a lot of good chew.
Yeah. It has structure to it. It isn't just either thin and hard or doughy. It's got a perfect bite to it. If you're sensing, I love everything that's happening here.
I appreciate that.
So while we're working, while we're eating here too, I see a lot of construction happening.
Yes.
You got something going on next door? What's happening here?
Yeah, that is. So a lot of construction, and then we're about to see a lot of construction in the park, but new restaurant, Townie Burgers and Bevvies. We're going to open that late summer.
Townie Burgers and Bevvies. All right, perfect.
So it's a little nod to Bentonville still being a town, which we love Bentonville. We want to continue to support it.
Yeah.
And so we want it to be that neighborhood spot. You can stop in, grab a bite, grab a beverage, listen to some music, have fun with friends, and then be on your way. So late summer, early fall, we're going to get there.
Is that going to be about the same size? You're going to have a big patio back here? Or
So
is that
about the same footprint as Oven and Tap, plus a big patio,
Nice.
which will be great to welcome the park,
Yeah.
the Quilted Parks into play.
Oh, man.
So we're excited about that. And then we also have our Superfine Sweets Shoppe behind Oven and Tap. where you
Superfine
can go-
Sweets? So if you're walking off the square, what street is that?
on Main Street, yeah.
Main Street, right there. And you can come in through that door into Oven and Tap, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, because I've done that. I thought I did that accidentally because I walked out that way and it's like, I think I'm in the wrong business.
That's your own private entrance there.
Okay.
That's just Biju's
Thank you,
entrance.
buddy. So if you're walking down Main Street and you see Superfine
Sweet Shoppe.
Superfine Sweets Shoppe,
It's
you
bright
walk-
yellow. Yeah, hop in there, cool off, grab some super premium ice cream.
you walk in through there, you walk past the gorgeous Oven and Tap bar, and you come into this magical space and get to meet this guy. Huh? Dude, this is
good.
wonderful. This is super cool. So you've got Oven and Tap obviously cranking, Superfine Sweets Shoppe,
Townie.
Townie's
Townie's on deck. Burgers and Bevvies.
Townie
Or maybe
Burgers
it's
and
somebody on deck.
Bevvies.
I don't know.
A gorgeous patio, extended patio with a park that's part of the restaurant happening. It's all happening. You got to be
It really
thrilled.
is.
Look at what you did. Huh?
Look, yeah, totally. I mean, it's been an incredible journey, and we love Bentonville and the greater Northwest Arkansas area for it.
All right, this is awesome. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
Thank you.
you.
Good luck with everything, and can't wait to see it all continue to happen here. Bye from Visit Bentonville.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for joining.